Presented by Turkish Airlines, Spalding, and Intersport.
In the show, Roko Ukic discusses his passion away from the court. Olympiacos Piraeus sharpshooter Stratos Perperoglou introduces our Game of the Week. Aleks, Maric and Rafael Hettsheimeir talk swapping continents. And we also have the top 16 round 2 bwin MVP and the top 3 plays of the week. He hails from the heart of the Mediterranean and plays with a natural flair. And that's not only when Panathinaikos Athens guard Roko Ukic is on a basketball court. Unlike many Euroleague stars, bouncing basketballs were far from the first percussion Ukic heard while growing up. The clue to Ukic's second great talent comes in his hyphenated first name, Roko Leni, the second part of which came from his father's passion for a famous drummer, Lenny White. It only made sense since Roko's father Zoran also played the drums for a living with one of Croatia's best-known rock bands, Roko Ukic.
Lots of basketball players got ex-basketball stars as a father. My story is a little bit different. I got a father who was a professional drum player in a rock band. He started to taught me how to play drums when I was probably like 4 or 5 years old.
Roko started banging on the drums well before picking up a basketball. In fact, he could easily have followed in his father's footsteps. But between two fantastic career paths, sooner or later, a decision had to be made.
To play professional drums, it takes you lots of time, lots more than maybe regular people think. Professionally, you gotta practice every day, you gotta practice by yourself with a band or whoever, so you cannot play professional both. So when I started to play basketball, I gotta sacrifice my drummer career.
Once he chose basketball, Roko enjoyed plenty of support from his father.
He was always there for me, took care for me like every other regular father, and, you know, follow me through all my basketball career.
Of course, even after becoming a basketball star, music is still in Roko's blood, and his training as a drummer even helps him on the court.
I play drums like a lefty, so it's for sure helped me to develop my left hand a little bit better. In the music, you can just like give yourself to the music and just play by instinct or by feeling, which in the basketball, especially on this level, you gotta stay a little bit more focused and think a little bit more and use your brain a little bit more than just in the music.
What both drumming and basketball have in common is the speed with which Roko plays them and the joy they give him.
Both things make me very happy. Any good drum feel or any great basketball move are just something that makes me very happy, and I'm glad I can do it both.
Panathinaikos faced Laboral Kucha in Vitoria on Friday and took a good lead in the first period with Stefan Lasme. In the second quarter, the home team came back to tie with Thibault Place. Then Mike Baptiste ended the first half up for the Greens. After the break, the Spanish team tried to break away several times, but were always pulled back by James Gist and then Dimitris Diamantidis. In the fourth period, Ramel Curry first tied, then Antonis Fotsis and Curry again increased the gap. Finally, Lasmi's dunk ended any hope for Laboral as Panathinaikos took home an important road win, 64-72. Stratos Perperoglou is one of the most informed players of this Turkish Airlines Euroleague. As he approaches his 30s, the Olympiacos Piraeus forward seems to have been given a new lease of life, playing the best basketball of his career, as the award for December MVP demonstrates.
My team has helped me a lot, and the coach gives me a lot of freedom, so I had a good opportunity to play more and to help my team win those games. I believe in Munich last month was one of my better games.
This is Stratos' 7th season in Euroleague and his 2nd with the Reds. For the first time, his points average has reached double figures and his three-point shooting percentage is over 50%. There are many reasons why this shooter is so on fire.
Shooting is a combination of a lot of things. It's practice, it's feeling confident. Sometimes it's also how you start the game. You know, if you have a good start, then everything is easier.
Often the secret to the success of the top teams is the strength on the bench, starting with the first backup. The role of the 6th man can bring many advantages.
I like starting from the bench. You know, I can read the game better. I can study the other team, and that helps me to be more ready when I go in the game.
Perperoglou has won 3 Euroleague titles, 2 with Panathinaikos Athens and 1 last season with Olympiacos. It will not be easy to make it 4. The road is still long and the team needs to take it one step at a time, starting with the top 16.
I think it's one of the tougher groups, you know, the last years in the EuroLeague. It's good for us to play against really tough opponents that will show us how well we can do at the end. And if you want to, you know, go to the Final Four, you have to beat the best, and that's what we're here for.
Stratos is a winner. He has bags of experience and continues to improve. Characteristics that have been moulded together in the best of ways by 2 very different coaches.
Well, there was a lot of yelling, that's for sure, especially with Coach Obradovic. This is his character. He wants his players to be alert. He only wants to make you better and improve you. Coach Bartzokas is more calm, but he knows, you know, when to push you harder through practice, and that helps too.
However, it wasn't just coaches that have given the 29-year-old technical advice, but also his wife, Erin, a former WNBA player who fully understands what it takes to make it in this wonderful sport.
It's really good and important for me that, you know, my wife understands my schedule, understands the sacrifices I have to make, and she's always behind me, supporting me, and sometimes criticizing, you know, like, and helping me be better.
For the top 16 round 2 game of the week, Stratos went to the Milan Mediolanum Forum, where the Final Four will be played in May. Visitors started well and were leading early in the second quarter after a 3-pointer by Perperoglou. But led by David Hackett, Milan finished the first half up 39-32. After the break, Milan raised the level of their defence, which brought many steals. There were also many blocks, 5 by Gani Lawal and 3 from Niccolò Melli, often leading to lethal fast breaks. In the end, Milan inflicted the first defeat of the season on the reigning champions by 81-51, led by an outstanding Keith Langford with 29 points.
Hello, my name is Heiko Schafazik from Bayern München. This is Yasin Idbihi from Bayern München, and we're going to do a double interview now where we freestyle a little bit and just ask each other whatever we want to. 5th consecutive season together on the 3rd different team. What are your feelings about that?
I am very nervous, me rolling the pick and roll and you always overlooking me on purpose and just shooting the 3. But I think I'll somehow manage it. Who is your best dressed teammate?
Well, there are a lot of options, Yasin, because we have so many well-dressed people on the team. But if I really have to choose one, I would have to say it's you. Your style is just, different. It's a very interesting style. Yasin, what is your favorite Euroleague city to visit?
My favorite Euroleague city is Malaga because it is very close to my hometown of Tangier and my parents can come visit me. Who dunks better, me or you?
That depends if somebody is lifting me up and if it's about how the person looks who dunks or if it's just about the dunk itself. Okay, it's my turn again. Yasin, who's the toughest guy you ever played against in EuroLeague?
My teammate last year, Albert Miralles, because all he did was foul all the time, and it was really frustrating. Who would you consider as the best EuroLeague player these last couple of years?
Wow. I have some favorite players, but I think if you go with just winning and success, it has to be Spanoulis, of course. So I guess it's him.
Growing up in Australia and following Partizan Belgrade is not such a common thing. Then, if you also become one of the stars of the Serbian club, the story is even more fascinating. Aleks Maric was born in Sydney, Australia, with Serbian roots. Today, he's the centre for Lokomotiv Kuban Krasnodar. Rose to prominence in the 2009-2010 season with Partizan, the home of many of the most established centres.
Partizan is known for producing great big men in the past, from Krstic, Pekovic, Kostoperovic. I mean, Divac played there, many great big men played there, and also with Coach Vujošević, a great teacher of the game, and also the fans of Partizan. It's very hard not to play well.
Alex's season in Belgrade was fabulous. When he started, he was virtually an unknown player, but he finished by being named in the All-EuroLeague first team, with a huge performance in the win over FS Pilsen, where he scored 34 points, pulled 16 rebounds, and had a performance index rating of 49, which was the record for the season. However, the tournament finale in Paris in May 2010 did not turn out as he had wished.
first Final Four experience, so it's very difficult to forget, especially the first game against Olympiacos, losing the game on Childers' rebound and putback. I mean, this was very heartbreaking.
Two unfortunate defeats, both after overtime. But experience shows that at the end, fortune and misfortune often eventually balance each other out.
It came back to us. We won very many close games that season on the buzzer and, you know, with tricky shots. So, you know, you expect things like this.
After Partizan, Aleks moved to Greece to wear the Panathinaikos Athens jersey. 2 fundamental years for his game, thanks to the help of the most successful coach in European basketball.
Coach Obradovic, you know, it was a great honor to play for him and to play in Panathinaikos. I became a student of the game. I learned many things, how to be a better player, read the game and play the game. I think I became smarter all round and my basketball IQ increased dramatically.
Under coach Željko Obradovic's direction, Aleks obtained the biggest success of his career by winning the Euroleague in 2011 in Barcelona against Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Amazing. I mean, to win the Final Four, it's a great feeling, especially, you know, the team that we had that year, a great group of guys, and all the challenges we faced. So, for me personally, unbelievable experience and something I'll never forget.
Then he moved to Russia for the 2012-13 season, signed by Lokomotiv Kuban. In Krasnodar, he won the 2013 Euro Cup, his second European trophy. However, they were 2 very different victories.
With Panathinaikos, you're building on a tradition, and you know we helped that year in 2011 to continue that winning tradition. Whereas in Lokomotiv, we're here to start something. So we started by winning the Euro Cup last year and hoping to build on that this year with the Euroleague.
In the second round of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague's top 16, Lokomotiv Kuban visited Maccabi Tel Aviv, and the Yellows were looking for a 6th consecutive win. The game was balanced until the last quarter, when the hosts used a 12-2 run with Tyrese Rice to take the first double-digit lead with 4 minutes left to play, and never looked back. Sofoklis Kortsanitis was in the starting 5, and he was the best scorer of the night with 22 points in 15 minutes on the court. Devin Smith finished with a double-double, 15 points and 12 rebounds. The final score was 85-75. Maccabi improved to a 2-0 record in Group F. Less than a year ago, Unicaja Malaga's centre Rafael Hettsheimer made his debut with Real Madrid, scoring his first 2 points against BC Chimki Moscow region. Now, after his move to Malaga last summer, the 27-year-old from Araçatuba, Brazil, is still improving his inside skills as well as his positional play. Rafael now has a Spanish passport, but he still has deep roots in his country. And although he plays in a different position, like almost all Brazilians, he has the same idol that inspired him when he was growing up.
Well, Oscar Schmidt, the way he played, the heart he gave for the national team, that was a big motivation for me.
It's never an easy decision to leave your country, never mind changing continents, but Rafael had good reasons for the move.
Basketball is better here than in my country. I was 18 years old, and I came to Acasvaio Girona. But I never imagined that I would be an important player in the Spanish League. In fact, I never imagined I would play in the Spanish League when I started playing in the 3rd division in Spain.
Brazil is one of the greatest basketball nations. Players like Thiago Splitter, Marcelinho Huertas, Anderson Varejão are leaders in this growing field, but there are also many other stars.
Before, not many people in Brazil followed basketball, but these players in Europe started opening doors for the ones that came behind. It motivates the youth. I remember Aleks Garcia, who played in Maccabi. When we were juniors, we played together, and him making it to Maccabi was an extra motivation for me trying to make it to Europe.
Brazilian basketball is rapidly gaining popularity with the young people of the country, and Rafael is an important figure in helping it grow.
As everybody knows, in Brazil, football is king. But now basketball is starting to get some attention. Many friends of mine told me things like, "Hey man, I saw you play the other day when I was playing in Real Madrid." That's why I think TV is so important to spread the Euroleague all over the world.
Rafael and his Unicaja played an important game in Istanbul last Friday against Anadolu Efes. With both teams searching for their first win, it was a very even start to the game. Jamal Gordon for Anadolu and Vladimir Stimac for Unicaja led their respective teams in the first half. Early in the third quarter, the hosts tried to move clear with Birkan Batuk and Zoran Planinic and finished the period up by 5. A three-pointer from Earl Callaway gave the lead back to Malaga. Then Stimac and Kerem Gonlum scored the last basket from the field. A series of free throws decided the final score, giving Unicaja a vital win, 72-74. Just when his team needed him the most, Marcelinho Huertas inspired FC Barcelona to victory with a made-to-order performance that earned him the bwin MVP honour for Top 16 Round 2. Huertas stepped up with the second-best scoring night of his 6-year Euroleague career to lead Barcelona past Fenerbahce Ulker 73-76 in Istanbul. The Brazilian registered 23 points, pouring in 14 of them in the fourth quarter. Huertas also dished a team-high 7 assists and sparked the Barcelona defence by matching his Euroleague career high with 4 steals. His performance index rating of 30 was worth the 3rd weekly MVP award of his career, the first in a Barcelona uniform. Blaugrana remained unbeaten in the top 16, thanks in great part to the bwin MVP of the week, Marcelinho Huertas. And now let's check out the top 3 plays of the week.
Number 3 and back to Istanbul. Fenerbahce scorer Bojan Bogdanovic drives through traffic, beating 3 Barcelona defenders to explode for a rim-rocking jam. Number 2, Vitoria, Spain. David Jelinek keeps host Laboral Kucha close in a tight game against Panathinaikos Athens by finishing the 3rd quarter with a sensational half-court buzzer beater. Number 1 play of Top 16 Round 2, still in Vitoria. The one and only James Gist of Panathinaikos blasts to the basket and brushes off the tallest player on the floor, Tibor Pleiss, to throw down another monster slam.
Galatasaray Live Hospital Istanbul and Lokomotiv Kuban Krasnodar is a huge match next week at Abdi Pechki Arena of Istanbul in the top 16 Group F. Both teams are still winless after 2 games, and it will be a crucial night for the eventual winners to get off the mark in the new phase and in the fight to advance to the Turkish Airlines Euroleague playoffs. Matchup never seen before in the Euroleague, but played in the 2012-13 Euro Cup regular season, with both sides won at home. Carlos Arroyo and Marcus Williams will face off at point guard to give their respective teams the right tempo and decision-making. Under the boards, Milan Matsvan and Zoran Erceg for the home team. And Richard Hendricks and Aleks Maric will try to control rebounding. Last but not least, two consistent scorers like Malik Hairston and Derek Brown will match up at forward in a duel guaranteed to provide some spectacular plays. Galatasaray, Liv, Hospital and Lokomotiv Kuban are ready to fight for their first top 16 victory of the season in the next game of the week.
Presented by Turkish Airlines, Spalding, and Intersport.